Okay, so we'll just quickly review. To prove Taylor series, we are just going to prove Maclaurin series, and later on we'll define a function which will give me the Taylor series. Correct? So to start with, we are defining a C naught. That C naught denote the positively oriented circle such that mod of z equal to say r naught, where r is less than r naught, that is less than r naught. Okay, so if you draw a figure, then it will be earlier say it was capital R naught. Say this is capital R naught, and you are having one small R naught, or maybe so this is small R naught, and R can be anywhere. If you are having a point say here, so R can be anywhere. That is say Z is here, so this length will be your R. This is something like this. Okay. Now you know that since your function is analytic, f is analytic, inside and on circle C naught, and Z is interior to C naught, that is Z is interior to C naught. So can I apply my Cauchy integral formula? If you are having a Z with which is interior to C naught, so I can apply my Cauchy integral formula. What is my Cauchy integral formula? That is uh, integral f of s ds upon say s minus z, that is equal to 2 pi I f of z. See, I am taking z as interior pointer. अभी तक हम लोग यहाँ पे we used to write it as f of z into dz, but now I am writing like this, f of s ds. So you must understand that here z is your interior point. Correct? So this is what you are having. Now the factor. Look at the factor. Now the factor, that is 1 upon s minus z. Let us uh, write it in this form. Can I write 1 upon s minus z, that is equal to 1 upon s into 1 upon 1 minus z by s. Remember one thing here, z is a point to you, s is a variable. Correct? So now 1 upon s, forget about 1 upon s, 1 upon 1 minus z by s. Can I use my geometric progression? That is, you already know, that is 1 upon 1 minus z, that is equal to what? Yes, 1 upon 1 minus z, that is equal to sum of all, you can say summation, and equal to 0 to n minus 1, say z raised to n, plus next term will be z raised to n upon 1 minus z. Correct? Actually this is equal to this minus this subtraction, but I'm writing 1 upon 1 minus z, so I am writing like this. So to write this thing, I am not using Taylor expansion. You must understand this. To write this thing, I'm not using Taylor expansion. If you see how can you write that, so easily you can say, suppose you are writing s equal to 1 plus see sn बोलता हूँ मैं, 1 plus z plus up to z raised to n, and next say sn plus 1, that will be equal to uh, sn plus 1, that means what, there will be n terms. So sorry, actually not sn plus 1, I'll be just multiplying z both the side. So let us multiply z both sides, so it will be z plus, and up to it will be z raised to n plus 1. Correct? So if you subtract them, everybody get cancelled. I'll be having first and last term, so your Sn is what? That is 1 minus z raised to n plus 1, upon uh, 1 minus z. So this is your Sn. So this is what I am writing. This is my Sn. So I am taking that side. So that is what I am saying. To write this thing, I am not using any Taylor expansion. So this is true. So can I write at the place of z? Can I write z by s? Correct. So if you write z by s, then 1 upon s minus z can be written as, let us see, that is 1 upon s minus z can be written as, what is that, 1 upon s into 1 upon s I have already taken outside, and 1 upon, and I'll apply Taylor expansion here. So as per this will be what, summation z by s raised to n. So where n is from 0 to n minus 1, plus what is the next guy, that is z raised to n upon 1 minus z. So what is my z here, that is s, no? So it will be z by s raised to n upon 1 minus z by s. Correct. I'm just using this geometric progression. At the place of z I am having z by s, that's it. Okay, so yeah, and now I have to multiply s inside. If you multiply s inside, this will be what, this will be 1 upon s minus z is equal to summation, this will be z raised to n upon s raised to n plus 1. Correct. That is n equal to 0 to n minus 1, plus here this will be z raised to n and s multiplied, so s will get cancelled, and yeah, it will be 1 minus it. So it will be just like this, z raised to n s minus z into s raised to n. Correct. Yes, because that s multiplied will get cancelled with that. So this is what I am having. Okay, so what next I should do? Look at your function. What was my function? I need f of s, no? So multiply by f of s and take integration. I'll just quickly write, multiplying through the equation by f of s and then integrating each side with respect to s around c naught. Okay, so what will we having, that is c naught. So it will be f of s ds upon s minus z, that is equal to, summation will be outside because it is, and this is here, and minus 1, it will be integration of what, f of s into, see, f of s this integration is with respect to ds, so z raised to n is not a problem to me. So f of s upon s raised to n plus 1 ds into z raised to n you can write, plus in the next thing, same, just 1 second, this would be z raised to capital N actually. Yeah, this will be capital N. Yeah, this is capital N. Just give me 1 second. This is z raised to n, z raised to n, s raised to n. Okay, so yeah, this is done, plus you can take again, z raised to n is not a problem for me. So z raised to n you can take outside, integration will be just f of s of ds upon, what is that, s minus z into s raised to n. Correct. So yes, now look at this expression, summation के अंदर वाला term. Look at this thing. I'll mark it with different color. Look at this. Okay, have you seen this somewhere? This is s raised to n plus 1. Have you seen this? Recall your what is that, extended Cauchy integral formula, correct? So this is having a singularity, 0 is a singularity and 0 is lying inside that. So can I write this something? That is, can I write this integral f of s upon s raised to n plus 1 ds? It can be written as f nth derivative 2 pi I f nth derivative at 0 upon n factorial. Can I do that? Yes, that is your extended Cauchy integral formula, if you remember. So here I am having now f nth derivative upon n factorial. So, and what is this? What is your left hand side? If you see that starting में ही हम लोग ने लिखा है. What is your left hand side? That is 2 pi I f of z. Correct? So it will be, here I am having 1 upon. So यहाँ पे क्या आएगा? This is 2 pi I here also. This will be 2 pi I f of z. So let us write. Correct? You can divide by 2 pi I everywhere. So later on we'll see. यहाँ पे क्या आएगा? It will be 2 pi I will be 2 pi I f of z, that is equal to summation n equal to 0 to n minus 1 f nth derivative at 0 upon n factorial into z raised to n plus, what is that, say it will be as it is, whatever it is, keep it as it is, that is z raised to n, and that integral f of s ds upon s minus z s raised to n, correct, over c naught. So you can divide by 2 pi I. Here also I am having 2 pi I actually, no? Yes, 2 pi I is also there. So 2 pi I multiplied with 2 pi I multiplied with this, correct? So can I divide by 2 pi I? So I will be having f of z is equal to summation n equal to 0 to n minus 1 and f nth derivative at 0 upon n factorial and z raised to n, correct? And plus, say that term that is divided by 2 pi I, that term say rho n of z, and where what is my rho n? Where rho n is equal to, say, z raised to n upon 2 pi I integral over c naught f of s ds upon s minus z s raised to n. This is what I am having, correct? Now observe one thing, abhi just I have to take limit n tending to infinity to everywhere, and I'm done. I just have to prove one thing, that is this guy goes to 0. If I am able to prove this guy goes to 0, then I am done. This is my Maclaurin series, if you remember. This is what your Maclaurin series is. So what you have to do, you just have to prove this guy goes to 0, correct? Once you are able to prove that rho n goes to 0 as limit n tending to infinity, so you may write now enough to prove that is limit if n goes to infinity rho n of z, that is 0, correct? So this is what you want to prove. So to prove, I'm sorry, so to prove this limit goes to 0, so what you have to do, you just have to find the, just one second, whether I my function, let's say m is the maximum value of function. Let us quickly have a bound for this, correct? That will be my epsilon. Okay, recall that mod z is r and r naught is greater than r. So if s is a point on c naught, then can I write this, that is mod of s minus z. I already told you, whenever c negation part तो कौन सा यूज करने का, that will be greater than mod s minus mod z, if you remember, correct? And what is that? That will be r naught minus r. Here r naught is bigger one and r is smaller one. Okay, yes. So once you are having, so can I have let m be the maximum. If if capital M denote the maximum value of mod f of s on C naught. So what will be that mod of rho n of z? This will be equal to what? This will be less than equal to actually uh, in the C. You have to take integral, and inside see here it will be mod, so it will be r raised to n 2 pi I. So this will be r raised to n 2 pi I, because mod z is r, correct? So this is first guy is done, and integral this will be mod of this. So mod of this is less than m, and s minus z is already given, that is r naught minus r, and this is r raised to n again, and integral will be just perimeter, that is 2 pi r naught. So it will be just say m upon r naught minus r multiply by r naught raised to n. Look at once again, see, s minus z is r naught minus r, and this is r naught raised to n, this is m. इंटीग्रल के अंदर अभी कुछ नहीं रहेगा, दैट इज जस्ट पेरीमीटर ऑफ सी नॉट, सो दैट इज मल्टीप्लाई बाय 2 पाई आर नॉट, करेक्ट? सो व्हाट इज दैट इज रो n by z, that is say less than equal to m r naught upon r naught minus r upon r naught raised to n. And do you see something? Yes, if you take limit and tending to infinity, then clearly this r by r naught, that is definitely less than 1. If you take limit and then this goes to 0. If you take limit and tending to infinity, rho, and this is actually a standard sequence, b raised to n, you can say rho n of z, that is 0, correct? Hence proved. Hence what did you prove? That is, once we take limit, यहाँ पे कुछ फर्क ही नहीं पड़ता, यहाँ पे क्या आएगा, f of z will be what? It will be up to infinity. Hence f of z is f nth derivative at 0. Where is that? Summation n equal to 0 to infinity f nth derivative at 0 upon n factorial into z raised to n, correct? This is what we proved. Okay, so we have proved Maclaurin series. Let us quickly see the proof once again. How did we start? Look at this diagram. This was my original r naught. I made a circle having radius small r naught, and I call it as c naught, correct? And if I take any point z, so it will be, the distance will be r here. Okay, so f is analytic inside, so can I use my Cauchy integral formula? That is what I did, that is f of s dz upon s minus z. Z is interior, so this will be your 2 pi I f of z. Now look at this 1 upon s minus z. I can write it as 1 upon s into 1 upon 1 minus z by s, and I use the geometric progression, you can say, and this is what I am getting. At the place of z I have to put 0, so I can write 1 upon s minus z in terms of this. So this is what I did here, and then in the next step I multiplied by f of s and take the integral over c naught. So if you do that, observe this thing, this is your Cauchy integral formula, where singularity is 0, so answer will be, it is over c naught. Everywhere it is c naught. Okay. So this is what 2 pi f, so at this place I will be having 2 pi f nth derivative upon n factorial. and here in the left hand side by Cauchy integral formula, that is it is divided by 2 pi है. I'll be having this, जो भी ये मिला उसको मैंने rho n बोल दिया. Now I just have to take the limit. If I take the limit, I want to prove this guy is 0. So how to prove this guy is 0? I just to prove this 0, I have to consider mod of that. So I have to consider mod. So let us see. Mod z is already r, and s is a point on c naught. So mod of s minus z, it will be greater than equal to mod of mod s minus mod z, and mod s maximum it may be r naught, and mod z is already r. So r naught minus r. So that is if m denote the maximum value of f of z, then I am having this bound. And observe that r upon r naught is less than 1, and this whole thing is less than equal to r naught minus r upon r naught raised to n. If you take limit n tending to infinity, what you will be having, and actually capital, so you will be having this part goes to 0. If this goes to 0, that means this is also 0. That's it. That means we are done. Now to verify the theorem, when the disk of radius r0, when the disk of radius r0 is centered at an arbitrary point z0, at an arbitrary point z0. Earlier it was 0. Correct? So we suppose that f is analytic in which where mod of z minus z0 is less than r0. Correct? That point is now z0, and note that the composite function that is f of z plus z0. If you see this function, it must be analytic where? Must be analytic. That means at the place of z, now I have to put z plus z0. So it will be what? Analytic z plus z0 minus z0. That is the r0. That is mod of z that is less than r. So can I write my formula for this? For this function, at the place of z, I have to put this z plus z0. Correct? That means you can consider this as a new function, say g of z. So we write g of z equal to f of z plus z0. The analyticity of g in the disk mod z is less than r0. So can I use my previous theorem? So by using my proof, you can say star. So from star you can say what you can say, g of z that is equal to summation n equal to 0 to infinity g nth derivative of 0 upon n factorial into z raised to n. Correct? Where mod z is less than r0. Okay, and what is your g of z? G of z is f of z plus z0, and that is equal to summation n equal to 0 to infinity f nth derivative at z0 into z raised to n upon n factorial. Perfect, done. Where mod z is less than r0. Now if you want to write this as a single function f of z, so you just have to replace z by z minus z0. Correct? After replacing z by z minus z0, if you replace z by z minus z0, so you'll get this as f of z. Correct? And you'll get your formula. This z0 will cancel after in this equation. and its condition of validity, its condition of validity, that is this one. So दोनों जगह we just have to replace z by z minus z naught. What will I have in the left hand side? It will be f of z, and that will be equal to summation n equal to 0 to infinity f nth derivative at z naught upon n factorial, and here it will be z minus z naught raised to n, where mod z minus z naught is less than r naught. Hence proof. This is your condition. So what did we do? We first proved Maclaurin series, and by putting this function, that is f of z plus z naught, I am able to do that. Correct? I'm able to get the Taylor expansion. And in the last class, I think I talked about uh, Taylor expansion of some standard function, that is e raised to z sine z cos z sine hyperbolic cos hyperbolic and all. Okay. And you'll see that this Taylor's expansion is not in general. There are some functions that uh, does not have Taylor expansion, and they have some issue in that. Correct. So there is one more guy that came into the picture, that is called Lorentz series. This was Taylor series. Now there will be one more guy, that is Lorentz series. But before going to Lorentz series, let me announce that your unit 2 is done here. Unit 2 is completed. So unit 3 start with your Lorentz series. That is after this Taylor expansion, the next is Lorentz series. Okay. So maybe I'll start it in the next class. And Mobius, I think already I'm done with. And yeah, there is a, okay.